held you up, Jack? This Newport's already cooled off.
Knock it off, Judy. Thought I lost a shock on that railroad. Just stopped to check.
You really suffered with Pontiac on that railroad crossing.
Yeah, you lucked out with Chrysler torsion bar suspension.
What about Pontiac's Widetrack?
Doesn't do much for you over the bumps.
Give me the story, one little fact at a time.
Track is the distance across the car between tire centers. Now, the theory is the wider the track, the better stability the car has, especially in turns. In front-wheel track, Pontiac and Chrysler are about the same, an inch difference to be exact. Pontiac does have a wider rear-wheel track than Chrysler.
That's good.
Well, not entirely, because while it would appear Pontiac has greater stability because its wheels are farther apart, that's not the whole story. Car bodies and frames are not mounted on the wheels. They're mounted on springs. The springs actually form the base for body support. And look at this. Chrysler's rear leaf springs are mounted 5 inches farther apart than Pontiac's rear coil springs. Now, this means wider support for Chrysler's body, greater stability, less lean in turns. What's more, Chrysler's leaf springs are fastened to the body at 2 mounting points, so they help to stabilize the ride. Pontiac's coil springs can't control ride stability by themselves. Special links must be used to control the ride.
You don't have to convince me, Jack. I really pushed this Chrysler through the turns. It handles beautifully. Gave me a more secure feeling than when I was driving the Pontiac.
You can put that in your magazine story, Judy. And you can add that Chrysler's torsion bars and leaf springs give better ride and handling control than Pontiac's coil springs and Widetrack.
Not so fast. Boy, that really shoots Pontiac's Widetrack story. But why did you pick the Pontiac Executive to compare with Chrysler's Newport?
Price, Judy. There's only $2 difference between the Executive and Newport four-door hardtops. That's window sticker prices. Chrysler's Newport Custom Series is priced with the Pontiac Bonneville. In four-door hardtops, Newport Custom is $32 less than Bonneville. In two-door hardtops, Newport Custom is actually $43 less. Incidentally, Chrysler's suspension advantage and many other things we'll compare apply to all Chrysler and Pontiac models.
Give me another example.
Okay. Chrysler's big brakes, 223.4 square inches of effective lining, compared to only 187 square inches for Pontiac. This gives Newport and Newport Custom 19% more lining than any Pontiac. Chrysler's New Yorker, 300, and station wagon models have even bigger brakes. Bigger brakes cool quicker, stop easier. And Chrysler's brake linings are bonded to the shoes, not riveted like Pontiac's. Bonded are better because they last longer. Riveted linings must be replaced before wear reaches the rivet heads. Chrysler, Newport, and Pontiac both have standard V8 engines with 290 horsepower. But Newport's V8 runs on regular gas. Pontiac's requires premium, and that costs extra dough. Pontiac does offer a regular gas engine at no extra cost, but it only has 265 horsepower, 25 less than Newport's. Pontiac's biggest engine has 428 cubic inches of displacement with torque rated at 465. Newport's biggest engine has 440 cubic inches and torque of 480 pounds-feet. Now, you can't beat size and torque for takeoff power, and Newport beats Pontiac in both.
I'd like to get a little story on the styling of these two cars.
Well, in styling, Judy, there's more than a little story. Look close, and you'll see a big difference in appearance and quality. Newport's front-end styling features a sturdy die-cast grille, beautifully chrome-plated. The deep, heavy-duty bumper houses the parking lights and complements Newport's quality front styling. Now, believe it or not, Pontiac's grille is plastic. And notice the large rectangular openings and the exposed sheet metal below the bumper and the low-hanging parking lights. Not much quality compared with Newport. Pontiac's 5-inch projection at the center of the grille and bumper is another question mark. How useful can this bumper be? It would seem to invite bumps, dings, and scrapes. And from the side, the two cars reflect the contrast in their styling. Newport with long, sleek lines and airy passenger compartment. Pontiac with its sloping lines and minimized glass appearance. Both cars have 124-inch wheelbases. You can see that Newport is superior in rear styling, too. Check the chrome-framed rear deck and massive chromed bumper.
Sort of makes Pontiac's styling look rather plain.
And look at the difference in rear window and roof trim. Newport's optional vinyl roof surrounds the rear window and features 2 bright moldings below. Gives a rich appearance. Pontiac's optional roof vinyl does not extend below the rear window. and the single molding looks rather skimpy.
That is a lot of quality difference for two cars sporting the same price.
The difference doesn't stop there. It's repeated inside.
Right. Check Newport's luxurious fabric with nylon blend patterns and subtle color toning and leather-like vinyl. It's quality all the way. Now look at Pontiac's interior trim. The fabric is ordinary with small buttons in the seat back. A surprising lack of quality for a car bearing the name Executive. Now look at them together.
That quality difference really shows up in Newport's favor.
It shows up on door trim panels, too. Newport with rich embossed stitching, beautifully chromed door handle, and triple crown medallion. Pontiac, shallow pleats, small buttons, small door handle, and short boxed armrest. I noticed Pontiac's door handle is awkward to use. You have to bend your wrist down over the armrest and pull up.
You don't have that problem on Chrysler. Pontiac's boxed armrests also cut into usable hip room, about 3 inches at each side of the seat. Now that's 6 inches of seating room lost, both front and rear seats. Newport seats are wider, and slim armrests don't interfere with seating room. So Newport has 7 inches more hip room in front, 8 inches in the rear.
What a difference that would make with 6 in the car.
Try this headroom comparison in rear seats.
I see. That could be the difference between keeping your hat on and having to take it off.
Newport has a similar headroom advantage in front, too.
I like the 2 courtesy lights on Newport's rear roof pillars. They really light up the interior. Pontiac has a single dome light.
Those courtesy lights are standard on all Chrysler hardtops. Chrysler's convenience drawer is another standard Newport feature you won't find on Pontiac. It contains dual ashtrays, a cigarette lighter, a special coin holder, storage space, and a light. Newport's glove box door is unique, too. It features a concealed storage compartment that makes an ideal security box for personal items. 2 hinge door inner panels lift up to reveal the compartment. Pontiac has nothing like it. Newport's trip odometer is also a standard feature. It enables you to record the exact mileage of each trip you take. It has a stem like a watch to set the trip odometer back to 0. Pontiac doesn't even offer a trip odometer. Newport's instrument panel has deep safety padding at the top and bottom, with all controls recessed between. Satin silver trims the upper part of the panel with chrome ribbing below.
Beautiful.
Pontiac's instrument panel has padding across the top only, none at the bottom. Newport's front entrance height from road to top of door frame is 3¼ inches higher than Pontiac's. Rear entrance is 4 inches higher. It's easier getting into Newport. More chance of banging your head getting into Pontiac. Newport's doorway entrances are wider than Pontiac's, too. 1.5 inches wider in front, 2¼ inches wider in the rear. And Newport's doors have 2 position checks, so they'll stay open even in a tight parking spot for greater convenience.
It's just plain easier to get in and out of the Newport.
Newport's tough unibody construction is preserved by Chrysler's famed 7-dip and spray anti-rust treatments. Pontiac's less rigid body-on-frame construction gets spray-only metal protection. And don't forget to mention Chrysler's durable acrylic enamel that reflects both beauty and quality. It's tougher and more chip-resistant than Pontiac's acrylic lacquer.
These notes will make a great story, Jack. And the facts all point to Chrysler Newport as the better car. It's hard to believe they're in the same price class.
That's right, Judy. When you compare ride, handling, performance, styling, quality, comfort, and convenience, the Pontiac Executive and its one-track, wide-track slogan is second best all the way.
Now I understand the Chrysler advertising theme. Chrysler Newport is the car that stands out above the others.
You mean when you make your move?
Right. Move up to Chrysler Newport.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of these vintage films.